world moves fast. Your workday? Even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just
speaking into the void?
But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, so first things first, I did want to let you guys know that I will be posting a lot of different Grand Theft Auto content this year, because I know Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be coming out. So I will be playing Grand Theft Auto 4, will be playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I am going to obviously try to beat those games alongside with Vice Cities 3 and San Andreas. What else, and then, what I'm trying to think. Oh, and then that was another thing. I did want to do one last Rockstar editor video too before, Grand Theft Auto 6 releases. So, I feel like I said Grand Theft Auto 5. If I said Grand Theft Auto 5, my apologies, but I meant to say Grand Theft Auto 6 when it releases later this year and stuff. So, man, expect a lot of different, Grand Theft Auto content, from podcast episodes, TikToks, YouTube videos. What else? Live streams, probably gonna be some stream. Well, cause I think I am gonna try to keep it all on Twitch and stuff. So yeah, it's like follow me on Twitch if you do want to see me live stream and play Grand Theft Auto. But anyways, no, I wanted to do a series of podcast episodes where I overall talk on what I was doing when a certain Grand Theft Auto game had came out and stuff. And I know people will probably be all like, wait a minute, how you going to talk about San Andreas and don't even talk about 3 and Vice Cities? Like, you don't remember 3 and Vice Cities? I do remember it. That's the thing, though. I hadn't heard about those games until San Andreas had came out. So I know people going to probably be all like, wait a minute, you talk video games. You say you've been playing video games since you was, like, literally a baby and stuff. How did you not know of the Grand Theft Auto series? I really don't know. And what's so crazy about it is that, fam, I played so many different crazy video games. So it's like, you would think that I would have heard about that game. But nah, man, I pretty much, like, if it wasn't on TV, then yeah, bro, I wasn't, or they wasn't advertising it and things. Because I don't remember no Grand Theft Auto San Andreas commercials and stuff. They might have had them, I just don't remember them and stuff. But but overall I didn't see them because I didn't know about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas until friends had started talking about them at school. So anyways, getting on into the story time. So that's pretty much what these podcast episodes are. So but anyways, so I just remember being in school and because San Andreas came out when I was 8, I believe. So anyways, game comes out. Everybody's talking about it. I don't know what the game is. So it's like, I'm like friends from like close friends to friends, for them like just random periods that you be having throughout the day. Everybody is talking about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Probably if I had went further into the school and stuff, probably would have been some teachers, some lunchroom ladies, some janitors. It'd been everybody talking about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but I didn't know what it was. So friends are telling me about it because I'm like, educate me. Overall, tell me what this game is about because I don't know, and so anyways, friends start telling me about the game and I'm like, this sounds like a game I gotta beg my mom to buy me the next time we go to a store that sells video games. I'm like, whether it's Target, Walmart, Best Buy, I'm like, fam, you know what this does to me as a kid and stuff. We go into these stores because I'm like, I gotta ask, I have to at least try. All right. So anyways, best behavior, go into a Target. I'm like, best behavior all throughout the like week, month. It seemed like it was like relatively fast. Like it was rapid when I just started hearing all this different stuff and seeing all this stuff with Grand Theft Auto. So anyways, I remember we went, me and my mom, we had went to Target. And, of course, I'm like, hey, can I go to the video game section? I think she already knows what the business is and stuff. So she's probably like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get him a video game because I know he's going to be harassing me over it. And I ain't trying to go through all that because I'm like, I'll think of some elaborative things. I'm like, hey, I'll like, I don't know, like chop down some trees that's blocking the view or something. I'm like, yeah, I might be 8 years old, but I'll figure it out and stuff. So anyways, I go to the video game section. I see it. It's like on the top shelf because I'm 8 at the time. So I'm kind of short. So stuff is, it's pretty high off up in the air and stuff. Look like a skyscraper. And so anyways, I see it and I'm like, man, I got to get this game, And then I that was crazy because it's like they did have the other Grand Theft Auto games there, 3 and Vice Cities. Like, this is when they had video games, bro. Like, you can go into a GameStop, see a million video games. Go to a Target, see a million video games. What else? Yeah, you've seen, like, I'm telling you, for somebody that's younger than me and you didn't get to experience that, like, just that time frame of just, going to the store and seeing like a million different things in there, I'm telling you, it was a sight to see, But anyways, I wasn't even paying attention. I seen San Andreas and I'm like, that's the one that I gotta get. Now, this was at a point in time when video games was $49.99, and that was the most expensive price that a video game, because this was during the PlayStation 2 and Xbox era. So I was there for San Andreas when it very, very first released. Not no re-releases on the consoles after the Xbox and the PlayStation 2s or the remaster and all that other. No, I was there like day one and stuff. So anyways, I see it. My mom comes down the aisle and I'm like, Mom, I gotta get this game. I'm like, I gotta just have it. I gotta, like, please get this game for me. And yeah, it was too expensive during that time frame. And I'm like, fam, that's one thing about it is because like my mom, she's a little bit of a gamer herself, so I'll be telling her at times like the certain like prices of some video games. And she trips about it. She's all like, what happened? Like, why did the price go up? And what's so crazy is that, that's the one thing about it is that I'm keeping it a buck with her. I'm like, no, what's so crazy is that they raised the price, but they took away so much content from a video. Like, for somebody that doesn't play video games anymore, if you're probably like, okay, well, video games have had to gotten better since Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It really hasn't. Like, there's been some games that have came out where it's like, okay, like it's occupied my time more than San Andreas. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, bro, games ain't gaming. I'm like, it's one of those things where it's just, nah, bro. Like, I would be lying to you if I said the video game era right now is better than the video game era back then. It's really not, So, but anyways, she was all like, yeah, that's too expensive. Maybe if there's one of them other ones that they have up there, then I'll get it, but not that one. It's too expensive. I'm like, dang, man, I'm like $49.99. It can't be that bad now that it's like, I look now and I'm like, it's, yeah, we took advantage of that time frame. I'm like, I wish some video games were $49.99 because there'll be at times I'll buy a video game, it'll be $69.99 standard, not no special edition or anything like that. That's the standard price for some video games. And I'm like, fam, where is the content? You pretty much get a pause menu, start credits, end credits. Maybe I'm trying to think. Oh, and you get to turn down the music. That's literally what a video game is today. I'm like, but then yeah, the video game, like the gameplay itself, most of the time, like depending on what company it is, you have to wait some months in order for them to, I guess, make the game playable. Yeah, we live in a day and age where video games requires all of these different updates, and then maybe some months to probably some years down the road, that's when you get a fully functional working video game. And it's crazy to me. So anyways, but I'm like, dang, man, I really wanted, I have to say, this is probably one of the first times where I'm like, man, like that letdown, that depression, it hit me because I'm like, I wanted to play this game so badly, So anyways, but I'm like, you know what? I'm like, this is the one and only opportunity I could possibly get to get in a video game. So I'm like, I might as well take that chance. I take that opportunity. I went ahead and was like, all right, I'll go and get Grand Theft Auto 3. But I'm like, man, I really wanted San Andreas. And so, anyways, but yeah, I go home and what's crazy is that I don't even think I remember like talking to my parents about Grand Theft Auto, because I was just finding out the information myself about Grand Theft Auto. So usually I'll like kind of relay it back to them, let them know. I'm like, hey, you know, that one holiday, Christmas, is just around the corner or something, you know. And that was, I'm trying to think, like, you know what, actually, I kind of remember that time, like that middle part of San Andreas, because it was definitely one of those things where I'm all like, fam, you know, I sit down and watch movies. I'm like, what you mean I can't play San Andreas because it's too inappropriate and stuff. I'm like, my thing is this: if you had spent the day with me at my at that elementary school that I was going to at the time, fam, there was kids doing some of the most craziest stuff, and I'm like, and you know what's so crazy is that I would have to say just about every school that I went to was something crazy going on. I'm trying to think, it might have been that second elementary school, but I didn't go there long enough. I only had went there for 1 year, so I wasn't there long enough to see. I have to say I had did some crazy things. You know, I might have yelled at a teacher once or twice and stuff, but other than that, I'm like, yeah, it can't be that bad, you know. But no, anyways, because I'm kind of jumping the gun and stuff. So I did get Grand Theft Auto 3, played it, and I'm like, wow, I ain't never played no game like this before, where it gives you like this open world freedom and stuff. I'm out here playing like movie video games, like, you know, Shrek and the Fairly Godparents and stuff. What else? You know, I'm playing like Ford Racing 2. Like, I'm playing games like that and stuff. Grand Theft Auto 3, I'm like, where has this game been? Like, why haven't I heard about this game? Like, what's going on right now, you know? So anyways, I'm playing it and I'm like, man, you know, this game, it's pretty good. I like it and stuff. Then I don't know, like, I don't know what if it was like a conversation between my mom and dad, but all of a sudden my dad comes home. He got Grand Theft Auto Vice Cities. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, time out. What's going on here? It ain't a birthday. It's not Christmas. I don't know what is it, Kwanzaa? I'm like, why am I getting so many video games? And it's a random Monday. And it's like, fam, like, what's happening right now? So anyways, yeah, ended up getting Vice Cities, played that, and I'm like, man, these games is pretty fun. So I'm really excited for San Andreas, because I'm like, the day when I get to occupy that game, the day where that game hits my palms, fam, I am playing it day and night, okay? And I'm like, and then with like Christmas around the corner, then you already know what that means. Christmas break, 2 weeks off, just staying up the whole night. Well, maybe not the whole night, staying up a little bit, playing the game and all that stuff. But man, you know, I'm telling you, it's one of those things, because I don't think did San Andreas ever come out for the PSP? Because like it's crazy to me where it's like I could play San Andreas handheld, both off of my handheld Xbox and off of my Nintendo Switch 2, because I did buy it off of my Nintendo Switch 2, and but I don't think it ever did come out on the PSP. Hold on for a second. There's like, yeah, they never released it. That's crazy. And you see it so many times now, like where it's been released, like you see where Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, it's been released on the App Store. It's been released on the Nintendo Switch. It's been released on, like, yeah, of course, PC, and then like Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, all that. Well, did they do? I think, yeah, I think they did come out with the remastered edition on PlayStation 5 and stuff. But yeah, you see it where it's literally playable anywhere and stuff. So, and it just trips me out where it's all like, you know, that this was originally just a PlayStation 2 and Xbox game. I don't know if it ever did come out on GameCube though. I'm like, yeah, but it's, you know, it wouldn't surprise me, because I'm like, yeah, you know, that being a Nintendo console and stuff. Let's see where it released on. They don't say. They for some reason they don't even, that's crazy. Oh, okay, here we go. So yeah, it's been released on PlayStation 2, Windows, Xbox, Mac OS X, iOS, Android. So yeah, that's like all the later ones. Dang, it never did come out on GameCube. That's messed up, man. I know there's probably some kids that did have a GameCube and they're all like, man, this is the worst console I've ever had in my whole life. PlayStation and Xbox kids out here just living a lavish lifestyle, playing all these different games. We out here playing Super Mario Galaxy and stuff, and where are some other games there? You know, hey, look, GameCube, it was cool. They did have some good games. I remember going over to my friend's house and playing on the GameCube for a little bit. It was a dope console, all right. it just wasn't PlayStation 2 and Xbox level. But anyways, so no, I do remember though, getting back to San Andreas and stuff. So I do remember bringing it up to my parents. I'm like, hey, so remember that one game, San Andreas? When am I gonna be able to get that and stuff? And surprisingly, and and that's the thing where I'm like, I'm not trying to criticize, what my parents had said to me, but at the same time, I'm like, fam, I have seen rated R movies. I've seen, and I'm trying to think what else. I didn't listen to some crazy music before. It might be the clean version, but you could kind of piece together. Like, I was one of those kids where I could piece together, like, when I listened to a clean version of an album, I knew what they were saying. I'm like, yeah, it's one of those things. I'm like, what's the difference from me thinking it or them not saying it? I'm like, I know what's being said and stuff, but no, they was all like, I couldn't play the game because it was too violent, it was too graphic, and I'm like, 3 and Vice Cities is the same thing. It just so happens that them guys in that game is white, but it's literally the same thing. Well, one was Italian, one was white, and I'm like, yeah, it's the same thing. It just so happened to be a black guy and stuff. And I'm like, but I guess like at the same time, it was promoting gangs and what else, like drug and alcohol use. But I'm like, I literally see that in movies and TV shows and stuff. I'm like, fam, I think I was a kid when I seen New Jack City for the first time, and I'm like, remember Chris Rock's character Pookie in there? I'm like, what was his whole situation? He didn't look like no legitimate businessman. That man was a crackhead, okay? Well, I'm trying to think of some other movies. Yeah, I seen a lot of different movies back when I was a kid, and I'm like, so it was confusing, but at the same time, I'm like, it's more confusion. I'm like, yeah, I'm confused on top of confused. Okay. So, but I let it go, but I was like, you know what? I'm pretty much going to treat this like a basketball game. I'm like, I'm going to wait to the last few seconds. Pretty much, I'm going to wait until Christmas. I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm hoping I make it. Okay. Last few seconds left. I'm like, I'm hoping I make this shot. All right. Christmas rolls around. I'm opening up all these different gifts, and it's like, when you're a kid, you're getting gifts on top of gifts, and it's like, what's happening right now? What's going on? I didn't even ask for this. Like, I remember I think it was that Christmas where, was it that Christmas or was it another Christmas? I can't remember which one it was, but I'm opening up all these different gifts. And then, it was like a Christmas Story situation and stuff. I'm asking for the game, everybody's saying no and all that stuff. And I'm like, dang, man, it's all like, I don't even know Santa probably don't even know about this game and stuff. So, but anyways, because I'm like, yeah, he don't strike me as the individual. You see that, man? He don't look like the type that knows what San Andreas and stuff. So I'm like, dang, I don't know who to ask. But anyways, I'm opening up all my gifts. I think it was the last gift, and it was just one of those, like, just wasn't, I'm like, okay, most likely is a video game or something, but anyways, I open it up.
AI is incredible. They can teach you how to fry an egg, and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts, it knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I go off. It pretty much was like, shooting the game winning shot and stuff. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm happy. And then it's like my parents, they kind of like had this look like, dang, it's just so after I did, play the game a little bit and all that stuff, they was like, I have to say that's probably when it all started, when they would tell me like, hey, you can't be doing that stuff in the game in real life. There's consequences and stuff behind it. And I'm like, I know. I just wanted to play this game. I'm like, trust me, it's always, me being a kid first. That adult life, I'll cross that bridge when I need to. But trust me, I know. I've seen a lot of different movies. I watch episodes of Cops, World's Wildest Videos. Like, trust me, I know. I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't need to be told, but I appreciate it though. But yeah, all right, fam. So yeah, after that, I was playing. It got to the point, I remember, because I played the game so much that the case, it was because I had like I was a PlayStation 2 kid, so it was like by mandatory, I had over 100 video games. I'm telling you right now, I was playing that game so much, the case, like that plastic that keeps like the cover on and all that stuff, it was like bending. It wasn't like fitting on the case no more. Like it was starting to like bend up and stuff. Like the case was getting beaten up, and yeah, man, I was playing that game. I will play it all the time. And you know what's crazy? I've never beaten Grand Theft. The only Grand Theft Auto games that I've beaten is 4, 5, Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories, and Chinatown Wars. Those are the only Grand Theft Auto games that I've beaten. But it's like I'm trying to think. Because they had one, I think, on that PlayStation mini console. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I ever did play 2. But, yeah, I've never beaten 3. I've never beaten Vice Cities. I've never beaten San Andreas. I'm trying to think, yeah, I was like, that was... So, I'm trying to think, because, yeah, the first Grand Theft Auto, because I know people probably would ask that question, like, well, which one was the first one that you beat? Liberty City Stories. That was the first one that came out on the PSP. So, yeah, I was like, I know that might be a little bit upsetting, but... The thing is this, like, over the years, like, the game got spoiled for me, so I already know how the game ends and stuff. Yeah, it's one of those things where the game, so San Andreas, because, like, people had already been playing it, so, yeah, like, people were at school telling me about the game, telling me about the missions. I didn't really know about spoilers, but there was, like, that part in me that was, like, dang, I haven't even made it that far yet. I'm like, I would have liked to have, kind of just been surprised and things, but I didn't even really play it that much for the story like that. And so I think that's why I had never had beaten that game, because it was a game where it was all these like open world things I could do. I could drive around, steal cars, then yeah, cheat codes was a thing, so I'm constantly using cheat codes. What else? Yeah, I was like, fam, I was just doing any and everything's in that game. I did make it, somewhat far in the story, but yeah, other than that, I was like, nah, bro, I'm chilling, with what I'm doing and things. I wonder. Because I don't think I have those memory cards. If I do, it's like somewhere in my room and things. But yeah, I was like, but yeah, it's one of those things where if I did, I don't even know if those. I think they had it where memory cards could be plugged into the PlayStation 3. But it's one of those things where I'm like, over the years, I've made sure of it. I always bought San Andreas anytime when it would re-release. I bought San Andreas on my Xbox. I bought it on my Nintendo Switch too, and I made it. I got to the point where it's like you're saving your brother from a shootout, and then you end up getting thrown out into some like country land or something. So yeah, I'm at that area, and I know that that's like the halfway mark of the game and stuff. It was it was a lot, but no, yeah, I did want to finally beat that game and things, because yeah, it's been too long. It's been way too long. It's been 22 years, man. I'm like, I should have beaten that game 22 years ago. I'm like, the way that I was asking for it. But yeah, man, it's one of those things though where I'm like, I think back and I'm like, man, San Andreas, that was definitely one of those games where actually I think I made it a little bit further than where I thought I did. I had to check on YouTube, because I remember I was playing it for a little bit. Yeah, I bought it on PC. I was like, that was like one of the first few games I had started like really playing and stuff on with like my gaming videos and things. So yeah, man, it's long overdue. I gotta beat it. I gotta beat it one of these days. Hopefully I do it sometime this year. So yeah, it could just be one of those things where I'm like, hey, I finally did it, guys. I finally beat a game that I bought pretty much got 22 years ago and stuff. But I know that's one thing, because it's with all the different Grand Theft Auto games, like, even though like I did buy the game, buy like with my own money and stuff, like the new Grand Theft Auto, or not new, but like the remasters and all that stuff. But San Andreas wasn't really a game that it's, technically my parents did buy me that game, like it, but at the same, I did use my money. I know people are like, wait a minute, like your parents gave you the money? No, so it's like, cause there's this meme that's been going on where people are like, Grand Theft Auto 6, that's gonna be the first Grand Theft Auto game that we buy, where it's like we don't have to ask our parents and stuff. And I'm like, man, it's crazy to think that. It's crazy to think, that I feel like I said 5. I mean, if I said 5, I meant to say 6. All right, if there is any time where I was talking on Grand Theft Auto 6 and I said 5, my apologies. I meant to say 6. But anyways, no, like, so I'm pretty sure people know what I'm talking about, like, where it's just, because, it's like, I mean, I have bought numerous Grand Theft Auto games over the years and stuff with my own money. But no, Grand Theft Auto 6, like, that's going to be the first Grand Theft Auto game where it's like, it's a Grand Theft Auto game where my parents, because, my dad, he bought 5, he bought 4, I don't know, one or the other, I don't know if it was my mom or dad, but they bought San Andreas, they bought pretty much every Grand Theft Auto game for me, and then, like, Grand Theft Auto 6, like, dang, man, it's crazy to think that. It really is crazy to think that. But overall, though, you best believe it. Now, I'm like, I am going to, and that's the thing, Rockstar, they better not delay that game. If they do, it better be in December. I'm like, that's the latest. That's the only area of the of this time frame where you could delay that game. I'm not trying to wait. Oh, we're gonna delay it until November 2027. At that point, just keep the game. All right, we'll play the old Grand Theft Autos, or we'll just come out with our own Grand Theft Auto 6 or something. Let's just have it where somebody comes out with a mod, a Vice City mod for Grand Theft Auto 5, and just play Grand Theft. We'll come up with our own Grand Theft Auto 6 story, all that stuff. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode, which probably will be just me continuing on talking on all the other different Grand Theft Auto games I've played and stuff. But just like the ones where it was like kind of not, because I know people are probably all like, we didn't talk on 3 and Vice Cities, but I'm like, it wasn't really, it was just kind of like a surprise buy with those games. But I think every other Grand Theft Auto game after San Andreas, there is a backstory behind it and stuff. So, but anyways, with that being said, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.